Hey, working. Well, B-side 5, B-side 5.
Sci-Fi. Welcome to the Developmental Focus Point. I'm your host, Bo Scarbrough. With me are my two co-hosts, one of the Alabama legends, one of the best quarterbacks that ever came through Alabama, with a lot of record holder, that is Mr. Blake Sims, and we have Mr. Justin Riley from the Bama Standard. Yeah, the host of the Bama Standard on Tuesday nights at 6 o'clock. Make sure y'all tuned in. Make sure you hit that like and subscribe button. And we're brought to you by Workspace Solution and Oak Mountain Financial Partners. What's up, Justin?
What's going on, Bo? Glad to be here with you guys.
Yes, sir. What it do, Bo? What cracking, man? Everything good over there?
Man, everything good, man. How the team looking?
Man, team looking good, man. We're coming along. We got some good guys out there. We really do. Got some nice size. Had both of my quarterbacks today. They throwing the ball very well. We just got to get in that classroom. We just got to spend more time so we can get that chemistry and understand the ins and out of the game. Wide receivers looking good. Defense looking good today too. So. Hey, and we ain't even got our whole team yet because you got some guys they going to the beach. You got some guys that's playing baseball because I don't know if y'all ever heard of East Cobb. Y'all heard of East Cobb before?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
So that's where our school is. It's in East Cobb. So a lot of our players play travel baseball. But at the same time, though, Mount Bethel is like I think they was number 6 in basketball this year in the state of Georgia. And so a lot of their players go play travel basketball at AAU or YBOA. I don't even know if they got that anymore.
Yeah, yo guys, you see which quarterback on the start, or is it still up in the air for you?
It's still open in the air because I feel like we got to go through steps, right? I mean, right now, well, we have helmets and shoulder pads, so we're shells, and and we're on air right now. We haven't went against our defense right now because I'm breaking down as much as I can for these kids to understand the in and out of the concepts, and so I gotta go through steps. So right now they just throwing on air, and they both look good. You feel what I'm saying? But then we're gonna get to the point where we got 7-on-7. Our first 7-on-7 is June 9th. And now we're going to see how it is when we play against other people. Now we got a defense out there. You know what I'm saying?
Where do y'all go on June 9th?
June 9th, we go to Alpharetta, a private school in Alpharetta.
Okay.
Right down it's like right down the street. It's past because you got to go through Roswell, then Raphael, Alpharetta.
Right.
Feel me? So we go there, and then I'm gonna get to see that, and then when them bodies get to flying, that's when I feel like that's when I'm gonna know who the starting quarterback is. But right now, I'm looking for them to come in, the man, the huddle, be a leader, and also lead by example.
Okay. So you're looking for someone who can manage the game.
Yes, sir. I want to see somebody that can manage the game, take care of the ball, and put our players in the best situation to win.
Nice. I like it. What's up, Justin?
What's going on?
I'm Mississippi treating you.
About as good as Mississippi possibly can, and that's not really saying a whole lot. So that's why I keep up with you guys who are out of the state and in Alabama. But hey, I want to remind everybody right now, hit that like and subscribe button. Show us some love. It's what keeps this channel going. Hey, Blake, how has the learning curve been for these new guys? Like you said before, man, this is a first-year team. Everybody's trying to get everything together. What's that adjustment been like to these guys being on a team for the first time?
It's like I really can't answer it because right now I just been trying to. I got a good chemistry with a lot of the players, but right now they just really they just a deer in the headlights, man. They just the nose wide open. They learning. They just loving the game. You know what I'm saying? So. Right now, we're just trying to keep it fun and have them understand that, like today, right? as a coach, I yell a lot. Like I yell a lot. You know what I'm saying? But I'm doing it out of love. You know what I'm saying? Like I'm doing it out of love because I care. And I'm telling these kids, the fact that you look me in my eyes and say, Coach, I want to go to the NFL, I'm going to push you the best way that I believe that I can to get you to where you want to go. My job is to get you to the next level, and that's college. But while you here, I'm gonna make sure you cross every T and dot every I and know the principles of how to become a professional athlete and how to carry yourself as a professional athlete. So when I yell at you, what Burns should say? When I yell at you, it's because I love you.
Yeah.
When I look at you and then tell you to get in the back of the line, then you need to be thinking about leaving this school.
Right. If I'm not yelling at you or saying that to you, that means I don't care for you. I don't like you.
Right.
That's why he used to. That's why I think that Coburn used to yell at me all the time, even though I was doing it right to the T, like to the point to where like you would be like, "Golly, Coach, I don't think nobody can do it no better than that."
You know what? I want to do something, man. Coburn, Coach Saban, Lane Kiffin, Kirby Smart, and I know other coaches that I'm forgetting. So when I say that, I want to tell you this. Now that I'm on the other side of the train track, I apologize. I apologize.
You get it all thrown back at you, aren't you?
Like I'm just like, ain't no way, Coach J. Like you gotta know the patience, like to have the patience of repeating yourself when you never had to. You know what I'm saying? And then, but it's just like the joy of when they finally get it. That's what makes you want to go through that, you know?
Yeah.
So I want to ask you, you talked about Coach Burns, epic guy. I mean, I think we could do a lot of shows just about what you experienced with him. We need to get him on the show. But which coach did you take lessons from the most that you're now implementing into these guys? Or you just got like a mixture of all?
Yeah, like I feel like I'm all of them in one pot. You know, like I'm kind of like I take a lot from them coaches, but at the same time, I really develop on the fact that how Coach Saban said he learned his players. Like I'm calling moms today, like, can you please tell me what's the best way to connect with your son?
That's good. That's good.
So I can coach him to be the best that he can be. Like I don't want to if I'm yelling at you and you just don't want to listen, cool. Come on, man.
You find the way it works, yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So like I think that's what like I hold my coach hat on, but I bring a lot how they like a lot of coaching style, how like being yourself, and also knowing that, and then you got to be right about what you talk about out there.
Right. Exactly.
Because they're gonna quiz you now. They'll quiz you.
Definitely.
And then, but what I hate the most, they'll try you, Justin.
No, I know they will. I used to coach. I remember it.
Try you like line it up. Coach, I bet you I'll route you up. Or if I'm throwing against our defense, I have to complete every pass because if they pick me off, they're not gonna let it go.
No, I hear you. I used to do that with my middle school guys. I would go in practice with them and dared them to stop me. I told them if they could stop me, they didn't have to run. They always had to run. But it was cool, man. They enjoyed it. It really helped our relationship to get better and helped them as players to get better. So I feel you on that.
No, for sure.
Yeah, I think I took away from Coach Cochran, Coach TJ, Coach Saban, Coach Burns, Billy Napier, and I would have to say what's his name down there in Miami?
Cristobal.
Mario Cristobal, yeah.
And Coach Wick and Coach Williams.
I say Coach Stevens. That's who I learned a lot from, man.
Yeah, and Coach Stevens, yeah.
Coach Stevens, man, from Viger. Shout out to Viger, man.
But Coach Stevens, he'll have you thinking in a different way. He'll have you thinking in a different way. and that'll
And
make
Cochran. I ain't gonna lie about Cochran, bro.
that'll make you do right. You know what I mean? Cause that's the positive attitude that Coach Stevenson had on us. That's the impact he had on us.
No, for
That,
sure.
like if we were late to class or mid class, he'll give us this little spell. It was very simple, but it also made you say like, damn,
Yeah.
he actually
Like
right.
I am tripping. I
Like,
am
that
tripping.
make you feel bad a little bit, and it make you wanna, you know what I'm saying, get in line and do the right thing. You know what I'm saying?
No, for sure.
And then Cole Burns, he was just one of them type of coaches that you felt like you always on the field. You felt like you always had to be right and be that dog. Like he used to say, like they got to pay to hit us.
Yeah.
You know,
Yeah.
and and I think by him telling us all those stories that he used to tell us made us tougher than what we really was.
Yeah. And
And
just to see him, like how he had the knee injuries,
yeah,
still dog out here.
and he always had our back. And Billy Napier, he was the type of one that would walk up on you and say, um, "How you doing?" And then you'll be like, and he'll answer with, "It's a great day to be alive." And you think
Yeah.
like that, and it's like, and that was stuck with me. And, I always tell, people ask me how I'm doing. I always say, "Man, it's a great day to be alive."
Like that.
I took that from him.
Hey, my dream, man, my dream is to have every my whole coaching staff is ex players from Alabama.
Yeah, but
And I want to be the head coach though.
yeah, but despite all that though, we have a special guest that's on here tonight. You know, played linebacker at Indiana, one of the best linebackers that ever come through Indiana.
Yeah.
From Chicago, the west side of Chicago, where it's hard to make it out of
Mm.
when the guys just stayed focused and did what he supposed to do and kept his mind on the prize. Was drafted by the Dallas Cowboys,
Yeah.
played 2 years over there and did his thing.
Yeah.
And most important, he transformed from a quarterback to a linebacker,
Mm.
ended up being drafted. And
Come
that is
on.
Mr. Chris Covington himself. So give applause for Chris Covington.
Yes, sir.
My
What's going
God.
on, everybody? What's going on, everybody?
What's going
Hey, what
on?
you do, man?
Yeah, how you doing, Chris?
Doing good, Bo. Doing good. Just taking it one day at a time. Like you said, I'm blessed to be alive. It's a great day to be alive, and just taking it one day at a time, and enjoying this time with my family, man.
Yeah, yeah.
You're a Big Ten guy over here in dangerous territory in the SEC country, man. We're still glad to have you. But man,
Uh,
we're glad to have you here and hear your story and the message you're going to bring tonight. So, man, we're excited.
for sure, man. So let me just give y'all a quick background on myself, man. Like they said, like Bo said, born and raised Chicago. Played 4 years with Al Raby High School. Before, I don't know if y'all ever heard of that high school, but it was previously before I got there. It was an all girls school, and then like 5 years later, it became boys and girls. And we had about my graduating class was maybe about 50 students. I might be a little modest, but my graduating class was 50 students. We probably had a total of 500 students in our school, 500 to 600 students in our school. Um, it was rough. It was rough, and it was a small school, especially trying to play football. Obviously we had to play both sides of the ball, but obviously that worked out pretty well for me, anyways. But like I said, did 4 years at Al Raby, 4 years at Indiana University, 14 through 18. Like I said, like both said, one of the top guys to ever come, one of the top linebackers to ever come through Indiana. Big Ten honorable mention in my big year in 2017, fall of 2017. Winded up getting drafted by the Cowboys that next spring, and went on played with them for about two years. Hell of an experience, man. Don't regret nothing about it. Um, Great guy, great group of guys, great coaches, great ownership over there. Love them guys. Still watch them to this day. Um, and I had a short stint with the Indianapolis Colts over there for a little bit at the end of 2020. And from there, I started my trucking business. I have a trucking company, CCS Transport. Y'all go follow me on IG. Started my trucking company and been running that ever since. Going on my second year, really with the company, and just getting acclimated in the after football life and just doing different stuff. Like I said, enjoying this time with my family, and just willing to learn new things and be open to new things. I've never done a podcast, so this is my first show, first
Welcome.
video.
Yeah,
I mean,
appreciate it.
I'm trying to grow into this different person, trying to do different, trying to be better. There's always better out there. So just
we'll have to bring you back on, man.
for sure, man, for sure. You know what's up, Bo.
Yeah, we'll have to bring you back on.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, man. So from you being from Chicago, and everybody in the world know how Chicago is, even from the north, south, east of the world, and west. Everybody know about Chicago.
Mm-hmm.
Can you tell the people how you made it out of Chicago?
Me, I feel like a big key for me was the decision making coming up. I'm talking about from grade school all the way to high school. And college it was pretty much easy because the coaches had you on lockdown. But from middle school to high school, for me it was all about making the right decisions. After school, before school, after, making sure I'm at practice, making sure I'm doing the little things that I know I'm gonna have to do at the next level. And I always had a goal, and I always watched what I wanted to do. I knew what college was about. I knew I wanted to play in the NFL, so I watched NFL guys. I knew I wanted to play in college, so I watched college guys. I watched how they moved. I watched how they did a lot of stuff, so I wanted to be just like them. And I didn't have a lot of guys as far as say like to look after me. Like there was not a it's not a ton of guys coming from where I'm coming from as far as leadership, as far as playing football and things like that. There's no one I could say I looked up to from Chicago as far as a football fan, but I definitely was an Alabama fan growing up, and that was good enough for me. You know what I mean? So just watching Alabama dominate was enough for me. Just watching them guys go out there and be the best team, one of the best teams every year. That kept my focus. After school, I wasn't going home. I wasn't going on the block hanging out with my friends. I was going home to see what this football game was about, to see what this basketball game was about, or doing different stuff and keeping my mind off all the negative stuff and keeping busy. It's easy to get distracted growing up, middle school, and you'll think you don't have to make this practice or you can skip this practice, but really you're cheating yourself at the end of the day. And I admire myself because I was one of those guys that I always showed up to practice. I remember one time it was only one thing I ever missed, and it was like this little parade. It was like this little parade, and our high school football team was in it. But I was pretty banged up at the time. Was tired. I think we had a game the day before, and my coach. I didn't make it to the. I kind of slept through the parade and everything, not wanting to really go. I'm thinking my coach is he's just gonna let me slide. Man, he sat me down. I think my coach sat me down for about 3 to 4 days after I missed that parade, just to make an example of me, to let me know I ain't bigger than nobody, not the team. I don't care if you the star player on the team. You got to come to everything. You got to show up and be there and be first in line and the last one to leave. And I feel like that experience, it taught me really well about a lot of stuff I needed to know going forward with my career. And I feel like that was a great start with everything as far as my decision making and the choices I made, because I feel like I made more good choices than I've made bad choices.
Right. Before we continue, we have a question. And say, Chris, how did you handle stress coming from your coaches?
Said it again, Bo.
And say, how did you handle stress coming from your coaches?
Handle what?
Structure.
Structure.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Structure was everything for me. I'm an organized person myself, and I like to be on a schedule. I like to be on time. So structure was pretty easy for me, especially playing quarterback. I played quarterback for the most part of my high school career, so I had to be structured. I had to be organized. I had to be on point. As far as my coaches being on me, I took that well. I took it very well. Like we were talking about before we went live. I like to be yelled at. I like to be talked to. I like to be coached. I like to be talked because I'm learning. If you're not talking to me, I'm probably not learning.
Fact.
Or it might be a good thing. I might got it all figured out. You never know. But I'm one of those guys that like to be coached hard. I had a tough linebacker coach at Indiana. He was very structured, very very organized, very sound, detailed, and he taught me a lot. I learned so much from his name is William Ange, linebacker coach over there at Washington right now. Shout out to him. Learned so much from this guy, man. He's a great guy, great husband, and he just taught me well. I had the first couple rough years with him, but we figured it out as men, and I grew from that, and it was a hell of an experience.
Hey Chris, with you being in Indiana and you're hearing your story right now, man, it just tells me from birth you have always been facing adversity, right?
Yo,
So when you got to Indiana, who is that guy or that teammate that just took you up under the wing and was like, I got you, little bro. I'm gonna show you, you know what I'm saying, the path, or you probably already had the path.
well, for me, it was more mental than none. Like I would say, who can I say? It had to be guys like Tevin Coleman, because he led by more of example. He wasn't a rah rah guy. I'm not a big rah rah guy.
To my
A
guy,
lot of guys,
to my guys like T Gray.
guys like T Gray, big leader, All American over there at Indiana. Guys like that, T Gray, like I said, T Gray, Tevin Coleman, those guys led by example. A lot of guys not a big rah rah guy. There wasn't. I wouldn't say there wasn't. Indiana was a different kind of school as far as football and as far as the way things went. But at the same time, like I said, I learned a lot from those guys like T Gray, because they led by example. They all, like I said, all Americans. And I wanted to be an All American. I wanted to be them. I wanted to be one of the best guys in the room. I wanted to be, the best I could be. And I took that in full force. Like I said, I started out my college career pretty tough, coming off of ACL from high school and from my freshman year of college. So it was pretty rough, and I had to battle that. I had to battle through that pretty much my whole sophomore year. There was a point in my sophomore year where I was thinking about just dropping out and saying forget it, because I'm battling with my knees. I'm not moving the same, and my mental was driving me crazy. And just seeing those guys out there balling and doing their thing made me want to come back and do my best and ball with them too. You know what I mean?
For sure.
Chris, I got a question before this awesome question for Regina Stanberry. You had an opportunity to escape where you were. That was your goal, your dream. And one of the things that people from your same area face is the adversity of shutting down the voices of the people back home who are trying to bring you back to what you came from. They sometimes give you a sense of guilt, and want you to feel obligated to stay down their level. What did you do, and what advice can you give to others who are dealing with this right now, as far as to shut down those voices who are trying to pull you back to what you escaped from?
Yeah, you got to start separating yourself. You got to start not paying attention to those type of things, because if you start paying attention to those type of things, it could either help you really good or hurt you really bad. And some people use the negative as motivation. Some people use the negative as, oh, I'm gonna get you back. I'm the type of guy, like, you know, I just let it go. I just hear it, and okay, it is what it is. A lot of things, a lot of words, or a lot of things people said, or how they feel, about me coming home, or just things in that nature. I didn't pay attention to it. I never really cared about things like that, because if they were in my shoes, they would probably totally understand why I'm not coming back. You know what I mean? So I don't really pay attention to those type of things. It doesn't really bother me that, or if people assume those type of thoughts, but it doesn't really bother me.
Regina Stanberry's got a great question, and Chris, I think that you'd be great to answer this first, and Bo and Blake can follow. What can you tell the newcomers how to prepare for the games that's ahead of them?
Newcomers, man, just pay attention to detail, and just be aware, and take every moment. Don't take no moment for granted. Don't take nothing for granted, because everything matters. Every day that you go through, you learn something. You have some type of experience where you can learn from. And you can be practice 7 days in a row, practice 8 days in a row. You gotta be able to take something from each one of those days and learn from it. And I feel like for the newcomers, you have to walk in it with it. First of all, you gotta have confidence. You gotta have a plan. You gotta know. You gotta have goals. You want to be the top guy. You want to be a mediocre guy. You figure that out, I can tell you where you're gonna end up at. You know what I mean? And like I said, just having that confidence, that swag, that and knowing you one of the best that to do it. If you work to do it, go out there and act like it. You know what I mean? Don't be nervous. Don't be shy. Go out there and put all that work that you put in on the show. You know what I mean?
That's what's up.
Yeah, I'll let you go, Blake.
All right. Man, my best advice is, man, go in and get in that playbook, man. Get on them coaches' nerves. Learn everything. Learn the in and outs. If it's first and 10, third quarter with 8 minutes left, you need to know what coach about to call. You know what I'm saying? And don't worry about what other people's opinion is. If you in there in the film room, or you getting extra work, or you busting somebody's butt on the field, man, keep going. Because you got to know your purpose. You got to know your purpose, man. And playbook, bro. Playbook. And understand, when you leave home and you go somewhere, you're not going there to have fun, man. You going there on a business trip. You ain't trying to come back. You ain't trying to come back to your house or your city or your mama house, and you ain't went down there and handle your business. So put all that fun stuff to the side. Like we used to say when I was young, work now, play later.
Right.
And everybody that I seen do it, first round. Everybody seen it, successful. So y'all young, man. The people you know now, you ain't even gonna know in 5, 10 years, man. You ain't even gonna be around them folks, man. So right now, focus on them grades, focus on them books. Cause how you handle yourself off the field is the player you is on the field.
Right. First thing I would say is that going into college, you have to be comfortable being uncomfortable, because you're gonna get put in some uncomfortable situations, and that uncomfortable situation may last for a good bit of while, especially if you playing in Alabama, because what we do at Alabama is we get you mentally prepared before we get you physically and athletically prepared, because we recruit athletic and physical guys, and what we do is try to see how strong the guys can be mental. And what I mean by that is Coach Saban said it in the interview, and he said he want his teams to be tough, and he broke it down, and he said toughening it is what it gonna take to break you, and if he never could break you, he already know what type of player you are, because that means you can handle any situation at any moment. Like it can happen at any moment. Like he know that you able to switch that switch on at any moment, to play a different position or to be called on in a critical moment of the game. And that's my advice, is to be comfortable being uncomfortable, because most college coaches is trying to break you. They're trying to see what it gonna take to break you. If you one of those guys that easy to break, and then I'm pretty sure you're gonna be at the back of the line. But if you one of those guys that hard to break, no matter what you say to them, it ain't gonna bother them. It ain't gonna mess with their game. It ain't gonna make them lackadaisical. It ain't gonna throw off their focus. It's just gonna make them go harder and keep doing what they doing. And Julio was a prime example. Derrick Henry, me, um, Najee Harris, Damian Harris.
Yeah.
It was Glenn Coffey, Roy Upchurch. We was one of those type of guys that you couldn't break us, because we was all together as one. And what I want to say is, you have to go into college not with that chip on your shoulder, because you have to bet on yourself and believe in yourself, that you the best player. You know what you can do. You can go in there and learn that playbook in and out. You got to be able to bet on yourself. You gotta. It's not being cocky. It's called confidence. It's called having confidence in yourself. If you ain't got confidence in yourself, then you messed up already before the play even can begin, before the meeting even start. If you don't have a confidence in yourself, because I think people get confidence and being arrogant mixed up,
Mm-hmm.
or cocky. I
No, we
I,
do.
I think they get that. I think they get that mixed up, because a guy that's confident, I mean, he know what he doing. He know what he's supposed to be. He in the right position at the right time. He where he's supposed to be. He on time. He doing everything right. I mean, he know the playbook. He know his route. He know what he doing. He know what he got on certain things. Cover one, cover two. He know when to adjust. He know when to run a curl route instead of a go route. He know when to run a 9 route instead of a corner route or a post route or a dig. Those the guys that confident. The guys that cocky is the guys that walk around and talk about it and try to rub it in your face. Those the ones that cocky. And the ones that cocky is the ones that don't know what they doing on the field. And they want to be loud and they want to be heard. But the ones that confident, prime example, Amara Cooper,
Mm-hmm.
very
Yeah.
a very confident guy, know what he doing, know how to run a route. But guess what? Amari Cooper is not about to sit there and fight you and get up and say words to you or walk around like he that guy, which he was that guy when he was at Alabama. So when I go to say to prepare yourself to get ready for the next level is to go in with confidence, know what you're doing. Like Blake said, be on time and worry them coaches to death. To watch film, to be a better player. Long as you're doing what you're supposed to do in class, football gonna be easy for you because they trust you to go to class. Now they gonna take their time out that day to help you out. But if you one of those guys that not going to class and you trying to be in there and watch film, it's a no go for you.
Mm-hmm.
So I would say confident, pride, being on time, effort, and most importantly, being disciplined.
That's awesome.
That be right there, boy.
Yeah,
That
one of
was
the things
You using your bag with that.
yeah, that was powerful. If you people in the audience, y'all need to play that back. Let your kids hear that for real. And one of the things that we've already kind of talked about, Chris, you spoke on it lightly, was making the choices. You know, when these new kids, this new generation hears that, I think a lot of times it kind of goes in one ear and out the other because now we're in a society that's created this culture, this false sense of security that they've made it before they made it, and they necessarily don't have to be held accountable for their actions. Um, can you kind of talk about that false sense of security, guys, and how it can hurt them no matter what stage of their career they're in? Because it's different when y'all came through. You know, social media didn't have this dominating presence that it does now. So if y'all did something, it wasn't put on, the timeline of absolutely everybody for a million people to see. Now everything is magnified. Matter of fact, they can 5 years from now when you're trying to be recruited, you're a 5-star recruit, or even if you're preparing for the NFL draft, they can go back to some old tweets, go back to some old posts, and say, "Oh man, look what he did here. Look at this video he posted." Can y'all kind of talk about how that's a real danger to these kids coming up?
you on mute,
You
Chris.
mute Chris. I mean, unmute you. You're good now.
Y'all can hear me now.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I feel like social media is definitely a distraction. I grew up where Facebook was one of the top social medias in the neighborhoods that I'm from, and I deactivated my Facebook after a while, and I haven't activated it back since. I think I deactivated my Facebook when I was maybe a sophomore in high school, and I never opened it back up because when I was on it, I didn't feel fulfilled. It was a lot of jokes, but a lot of negative, a lot of things that I didn't want to think about, a lot of things that
Mm-hmm.
could easily distract you. You know what I mean? And I kind of drifted away from those things. I kind of, I didn't. I was one of those guys that I didn't care. Like if all my friends there, if I don't want to be there, I'm not there. I don't care who there. You know, I wasn't a big Facebook guy. I wasn't never a big social media guy growing up, but I was a guy that made a lot of right decisions. And I knew what was right. I knew what was right. I knew what was wrong, and I knew before I made that decision whether it was right or wrong. I knew that, and these days, like you said, Justin, it's so easy, so easily to get distracted, so easily to make a tweet about something that you're feeling, but not knowing this coach is going to see that maybe 7 years down the road, and it could affect, whether they pick you in the second round or the fifth round. You know what I mean? And they seeing your tweet and it's saying, man, these niggas over here ain't on none, or whatever it may say, the negativity that you
Mm-hmm.
feeding into, usually it's probably most of the time it's probably nothing positive, but just making small choices like that could definitely affect you in the long run. You know what I mean? And just really honing in on what you're doing and really paying attention to yourself and your surroundings and being aware of what you're doing and being aware of your goals at the same time. Because if your goals don't align with what you're doing, then you're not doing something right.
Right.
That's good.
So,
what
Chris,
you got?
Chris, what would you say, Justin?
Oh, my bad. No, I was wanting to kind of get Blake and your feedback on that same situation about how real this danger is now, that the choices they are making. I mean, you can look at a guy like John Morant. What's going on with him is not stopping, even though, it was kind of clear. Well, fast forward a couple of days later, something else resurfaces. These decisions that people are making are never going to go away, and they're always going to be held against them. Eventually, they may be able to overcome them, but it may not always be that way for some. So if I like to hear everyone on the panel's feedback. I appreciate Chris's thoughts on that, but if you guys could do the same, that'd be great.
Well, I'm gonna say this.
That's my fault. I feel like Instagram is a distraction, man. I feel like
I'm gonna go before you.
Okay, go ahead. Yeah, do you think?
You want to go before me, or you want to go?
No, go ahead.
You can go ahead. I feel like.
No, I can catch off you. Go ahead.
I felt like you had something that you were finna like.
Oh, I was just really about to say that. I just feel like it's a distraction, but it's how you like affect it. Like, what is your focus more going to? You know what I'm saying? Like, what's your principles? Like, what's your character? Like, it's the small things, like, you know what I'm saying? And who, like, the people around you, you know what I'm saying? Like Chris said earlier, like, the people around you, how they at you? Like, are they gonna tell? Are these a bunch of people that's yes man, or are they gonna tell you no? They gonna hold you accountable. You know what I'm saying? Like, you folks gotta care, just like you care. They gotta care about your situation because they're gonna put you in the best in the best situation. But also, bro, you focus on what your goal is, man, and what got you to where you is. Because don't work your butt off all your life and then get to the top. And now you worried about what folks think, what their opinions is, or what they want to say. You know what I'm saying? Like, focus on you. Like, you play that game, like, keep your why. Whatever your why is, keep that and keep that going. Keep going with that. And don't be worried about no likes, man. Like, why would you show somebody your ingredients, man? Like my grandma say, man, when she made my red velvet cake, grandma, what the recipe is? She ain't gonna tell me. She ain't gonna tell me, man, until it's time for me to know. You know, she gonna pass it down, but why put my recipe on Instagram and show everybody, you know, what's going on? No, working quiet, man. Working quiet. All players working quiet, man. Silent deadly.
Yeah, so
Instagram stuff, man. Leave that for folk that need it. You know what I'm saying? Like, get your money. Yes, that marketing. It's good in the two now. You feel me? Like, get your marketing on. Let the folk know who you is as a person. Because sometimes your image can block you from people knowing who you is. Or can close certain doors for you. So use that to open extra doors.
Yeah.
You feel me? Like,
but Josh Morant is not that type of person that he portraying himself to be with the gun.
No, I'm with you. I was just speaking on I haven't been into that. Like, I haven't been into the John Morant. I just was speaking on how I feel like the athletes should be with Instagram and social media and stuff. Like, you got that blessing and got that attention because you put the work in. So why stop?
So this is what I have to say about the Josh Morant situation. Okay. You making $194 million. Right? You got a contract with $194 million. If you make the All NBA team, your contract is $233 million. Okay. Now, you have to think about the fan base that you have now. You got so many you got millions of followers on Instagram, TikTok, Twitter, and they're not even including the fan that doesn't have social media as well. So really, you have more fans than you actually think that you have that looks up to you. So basically, you're a $200 million man. And for me, the guys that he has in his circle, how I'm looking at it, not saying that they're not for not saying that they're not for a job, but the situation that was shown, it doesn't look like they for Josh. Because I know for 100% that if I was in that situation, in the type of friends that I have, that wouldn't have been shown on no live video. As a matter of fact, I wouldn't have been in the video.
Yeah.
So for me, I look at as he has the wrong people around him for the wrong intentions. And I think that he should make his circle smaller. And he should have people around him that actually care about Josh Morant in his career and not what Josh Morant got going on for them, not what's in it for them. Because once Ja is done, they're done.
Mm-hmm.
So I look at that as a young guy mistake, and it's an eye opening to him now. Now I think that he's gonna be more cautious. I guarantee you, his friends is gonna decease, meaning they're gonna be less guys around him. They're gonna be less social media of him doing stupid things because he sees what that little incident can do to his career. Even though you're allowed to have a gun, no one say he did nothing illegal, but it's the whole simple fact that you got a whole shoe named after you, and and Nike have you as one of their top players, and you is down near the top player in the NBA for marketing. So for you to make that small incident, all of that can be taken away. But he only can thank God for the suspension that he have and that he's still able to be in the league
For sure.
and to get a second chance. I think that he needs to really think about what he gonna do going forward and what type of people that he gonna have in his circle. And I think that he need to get people in his circuit that really care about Ja and not what Ja have going on and what they can get up out of Ja. Cause when Ja career is over, those guys are gone.
They ain't gonna be with him.
Yeah, no doubt. And
It may be 1 or 2 or 3 with her, but it ain't gonna be 10 to 15 as it was. Because guess what? He's not gonna be able to take care of 10 to 15 guys at that time now.
So
you right on that.
What it is.
Hey Chris. So
Yes, sir.
when you made that transition from quarterback to linebacker, man, how did that help you see the field? Like, did that like watching film and all that? Did that just make you, you know what I'm saying? Like, I want to ask you that before we get off. I've been thinking about it the whole episode, but I'm just very curious to know how that was like seeing it, because even when we look at the defense, is different than how offense and defense look at each other, and how even the playbook be.
Well, for me, it helped out in the film room.
We can't. You got your hand.
For me, can you hear me now, Bo?
Yeah, we can hear you.
And Boost Mobile.
Now you went blank screen on us.
Well, while we try to get him back, Trent, you just joined us. If you would, can you weigh in on that topic we were just talking about? I'd love to hear what you had to say on it.
Yeah, because you 40 minutes late.
I think he's frozen too.
He is frozen. You see that better going in and out.
And we're no longer sponsored by Boost Mobile.
AT&T.
AT&T.
Take yourself on mute, 3.
All right, there he is. You get him off mute. One of these days, technology is going to work for all of us.
Yeah, Trent, you got to sit in one spot, man.
I think Chris is trying to jump in on another stream.
Yeah, he probably hopping in on a.
But yeah, I'm with you guys and talking about who you have around you. Somebody need to tell those guys shut the damn camera off. Not everything is a video opportunity. Not everything is a opportunity to bust the algorithm. I mean, you got guys like Keyshawn Boutte who decided to put on camera running a train, with a girl at LSU. Could have been arguably a day 1 or day 2 pick of the NFL draft. He gets bounced to the 7th round. And here recently, Jarquez Hunter, promising running back at Auburn, a guy that had a tremendous upside, same kind of situation. Him and his friends got together, did some things with a girl, and put it out there for the world to see. And now his future's in jeopardy. So this is why, I feel like you guys should speak to this younger generation, because something just isn't clicking with them. They feel like building their Instagram brand or their Twitter brand is more important than building who they are and building their resume to succeed later.
Yeah, most definitely. I mean, take time to just focus on the small thing, bro. Like, come on, family is everything, man. Cause they like how Bo was saying earlier about the John Moran situation. Like, your family gonna be there regardless. Like, you got $1 million, you don't got $1 million. Like, your family gonna be there, man. Lean on them. Like, especially your mama and your dad in your life, or your mom or your dad in life. Like, lean on them, man. Make sure they good. Don't be out here looking for like paparazzi and stuff. That's what you worried about, man. That game ain't for you. But at the same time, people that move like that don't be legendary, or they don't last long.
Exactly.
No doubt. Trent, could you weigh in on this? I know you've been kind of in the background listening, man. I'd love to hear what you had to say on this situation.
Well, it's because I see both sides of it, right? Because I done been on both sides of this. When you got a guy like John Morant, and it's easy to say, man, he need to start hanging around those guys. But maybe those guys need to start hanging around with Ja. Maybe it's the bad seed, and as we can see right now, like, and not trying to make, the kid look bad, but who in the hell is going to tell a $200 million man what to do? Like, you could say, man, we shouldn't go to the club. That man worth $200 million. Let's be real now. Not saying that we don't have those people that say, like, bro, like, you should be doing that, but it's hard to sit there and say, especially in these days, like, when you got the little bro, you got the big bro saying what's up to little bro, like, what up, big bro? That's like me saying what's up, big bro, to you, bro. You still little bro. I'm saying that's out of respect. You gonna respect me and I'm gonna respect you. We know our place. That's like they both saying what's up, big bro. No, man, the big bro. You get what I'm saying? Like, we don't have that no more because of the tax bracket or because of the followers.
No, I don't even think it's the tax bracket. I think it's just that. I think it.
Have your own mind, man.
Just think about it. like no matter how our attack bracket is at Alabama, it's still little bro, big bro. It's still like that because
And that's how we've been. Listen, that's how we've been taught. But I'm talking about when he go back to the hood or he go back around his homeboys. Like I can never say, "What's up, little bro?" to my brothers. You know what I'm saying?
right, I can't and I can't go back to my hood telling my somebody who you know what I'm saying was you know what I'm saying deep in the street before me and saying what's up little bro. They gonna look at me like, man, you don't get the up out of here with that, man. What man, just because you didn't win, you know what I'm saying, man, it's still you you still little bro, you know what I'm saying? That's how they gonna do it where I'm from. Is where I'm from, they gonna keep it the same. Ain't nothing gonna change. The only thing that gonna change is that if something go down, you get out the way. You get up out of here. You go. You know what I'm saying?
Give you a prime example, right? I grew up with the Uso twins, which is Josh and Jonathan, and I grew up with Raymond Roman, which is Joe. I know him as Joe. We know him as, which is Rikishi kids. And they grew up my brothers, like, but they used to call me Little Trent. And so even when I see them to this day, and we have a family together, basically, like they kids, my kids are, brothers, cousins. And so when they see me now, they still say, "What up, Little Trent?" Like that's just, know what I'm saying? That's just how that was my name, or "What up, Little T Rich?" But even when I go around my brother's teammates, they be like, "What up, Little T Rich?" Like that's what it was. Like, but we got people, bro. Like, that's why I say I see it from both sides now. Because at the end of the day, like that, I can't keep putting these on Ja friends, man. Because at the end of the day, when you look at that video, Ja seen that live going. He seen that live going. Feel me? Like I get it. We every moment that we supposed to have is supposed to be
But
able to be cool.
yeah,
Hold on, I'm saying,
but he seen the live. But if it's his homeboy, why would you put the live on him? If you
no,
know,
that's what I'm saying. He already had the live on him before Ja had the gun in his hand.
you
And
said
so
what?
he already had the gun on. He already had the live on him before Ja had the gun in his hand. You get what I'm saying?
Yeah, like Josh seen, like
Yeah,
you
like
had,
yeah,
huh?
Ja did that, bro. At the end of the day, Ja did that because it's just like, okay, we I know we ain't gonna do this, but if me and you at the game, we know what I'm saying, we on live at the game, and you mess around and do some shit like we on live. We getting hyped because of the game, this and that, and you get around saying, fuck them old or bro, that's on you. You know we on live.
Right.
And now I'm trying to hide what you get what I'm saying?
Uh-huh.
You can't be like, well, damn, he shouldn't have been on live, bro. You know where we at, you know what we doing, we know we hype. And I'm not saying that it's not his friend's fault, but at the same time, like, bro, we gotta sit there and start being like, John, you gotta slow down, bro. Like you got like you gonna keep risking this for 30 seconds. Like it's not worth it. Like when you look back, you just missed out on $100 million.
Right.
All pro this year. You're not in all NBA this year.
Exactly.
That
Yeah.
is not, bro. I don't give a damn how many times you gonna do the gritty and all of us, and then on the other end too, like people gotta realize too, like we're in a different day and age. It's a lot of motherfuckers that's out here that's great at sports would rather be a YouTuber because they don't have to take all them licks and get all them cussing out because they not about that life. They
Exactly.
don't get that.
Exactly.
And so if that's what he want to do, be a YouTuber, cool. Go
I
be a YouTuber.
understand that.
You want to be the influencer, but they don't get it, bro. Like we was influencing, it was on the court, it was on the field, it was know what I'm saying, it was on the
Was
track.
on our play.
Yeah, like that's how we influence. You feel me? Like it's oh, bro, it's just different, man. And I'm trying to find a way to get this generation because my kids are growing up. Get what I'm saying? I'm trying to hip them to the game and hip myself to the game at the same time because it's a dangerous world out there. So I got to be on top of it more than ever now because, bro, my son is no more playing the nation at his age group. You feel me? Like my daughters are fit to go to college. Blake, yours is up next. Like Like this is stuff that we be on top of, and we gotta school these kids more than ever now, man. Like, bro, I got a year left. I got a year and a half left. My daughter's gonna be at Alabama. Like that's some of the craziest shit ever.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But yeah, man, we had the close a point, man. The hour went by pretty fast, man. I wish that we could stay on much longer, but you know, I gotta run, do some with my son, man, before I get up out of here.
Hey,
You
Bo,
know,
can you hear me?
yeah, I can hear you.
Where you, Chris?
Sorry about that, y'all. I don't know what's going on, man. Try to jump back in here as fast as I could.
Man, we'll just have you on. We'll have you back on next week.
Oh yeah, I gotta come back on for sure. Hey, Blake, we gonna chop it up. Trent, what's good with you?
What's going on? You good?
Yes, sir. Everything good, big dog.
But yeah,
I definitely wanna come back and get so y'all can get a little bit more out of me. I still feel like I got a lot to talk about. I still feel like I got a great story behind me, and I want y'all to know a little bit more about me as well.
yeah, we'll have you on next week. We appreciate you guys' time, man, for coming on, man, taking an hour out of you guys' time. I know time is very important, and an hour of time is a lot. You can do a lot in an hour. So I appreciate you guys for coming on, and man, it's been a blessing, man, for us to keep this show going, man. December will be coming up on the year. We appreciate our subscribers and our watchers for listening on our show, and we will have more important and great things coming along in this upcoming show as it keep going, and it's gonna get bigger and bigger each show. So we appreciate everyone for watching, all the subscribers. Make sure you hit that like and subscribe button, and roll tide.
Roll
Roll
Tide.
Tide. Roll Tide.
Hey, you ugly as hell, Blake.